Hi everybody. Okay, Mamie here. So let's talk about today. Today I was going to lead my very first Facebook Live interview. And I spent plenty of time getting prepared for this day. I did research on my data. I did research on how to do an interview on Facebook Live. I looked at all the different do's and don'ts, to really just kind of prepare. Now, let me say this. First of all, I teach online. So it's not unusual for me to do anything live because I do that on a very regular basis. So this was just a regular, normal day, not doing anything out of what I would do. And so I was super excited to be able to share with my community some tips for productivity for moms. I feel very passionate about educating moms, helping partner with you all to be able to be the best person that you can be in your home for your children. And I had everything, or so I thought, all put together, ready to go. And today just didn't go as planned. Although I did all my research and I practiced, and I thought I had everything all together, nothing went right. I tried doing Facebook Live 3 times for my interview, and it did not connect either time. So, the professional in me, the part of me that, let's just be honest, a little bit of perfectionism, wants to have everything done right and wants to get everything done. And more importantly, it wasn't about me doing it right. It's that I think about your time. I think about the time of the people who planned to be there for the Facebook Live, the people who etched out their space of being with their kids or going to go rest because this is Saturday morning. Let's just be real here. And time is valuable, and you are valuable to me as a part of the community. And so I was just like, oh, I wasted their time. I did not steward this as well as I could have, and that just really bothered me. So I had to kind of, after I had my moment, and more like moments, I really had to take a step back and say, okay, what can I learn from this? And we're just kind of dealing with what to do when you're faced with failure. Because let's just be honest with each other. This will not be the last time I fail. And so one big kind of perspective that I have about failure is that I don't mind failing. I don't mind falling as long as I don't stay there. And so today it was a fail. And so it was, okay, what can I do to where I don't stay there? I need to learn from this. And maybe you're like me. Maybe it's not a Facebook Live or interview or anything like that, but maybe there's some other things that you're stepping out in faith and other things that you're doing, and you're realizing this is not going according to plan. I am failing, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm feeling big. And so if you are like me and you want to know, what can I do? What are some things that I can do to deal with failure? And so that I'm able to steward failure well, I just want to share with you some of the things that I do. First is that I take ownership. If I'm doing something in which other people are involved, I take responsibility for the fail. And that means offering an apology. It means maybe sometimes if you're a business, maybe you need to give, something to your customers, whatever the case may be. But I take ownership that this did not go the way that it was supposed to. And I recognize that other people invested time, their efforts, their talents, etc. And so taking ownership really helps me to not do the blame game. I could sit up here and say it's technology's fault, or I could sit here and go into all these other kind of things, but it doesn't resolve the issue. And so the first thing, like I said, I take responsibility. Then the second thing that I do when I am faced with failure is that I pause. And when I pause, that is a part of me allowing myself to feel. I don't want to go full force into the next thing. There is a part of me that likes to boom, let's just problem solve. But if I don't take a moment to pause and process what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, all those kinds of things, that in my effort to push forward, I could get a little snappy. I might be emotional. I might be rude. And so I've just kind of learned about myself that when things don't go the way that I plan for them to go and things fail, that I need to just kind of pause for a moment and just kind of bring it on back. All right. And often that pausing is also, okay, God, what do you want to show me in this? Is there a lesson in here for me to learn? Is there something that you're protecting me from? So that pausing allows me to kind of regroup and really kind of move forward. So once I pause, then I reflect. And a part of that reflection is looking at all the steps. Did I do the different things? Was there something I could have done better? Was there a way of was there miscommunication involved? Could I have communicated better? And I journal that, like I look at what can I do differently for the next time, that I understand all of this is a part of the learning process, and a part of learning to become better is recognizing when things don't go the way that you think they do. So, like I said, I take ownership, I pause, I reflect, and then the next thing I do is I act. So I'm not going to allow the failure to be my stopping point. It's just kind of a bump. It's almost like, that bruise you get when you fall. It's something meant to be temporary. It's not meant to be a stopping point. So when I find myself things not going the way that I wanted and I find that I have failed, I go ahead and I decide, okay, what are my next steps? What can I do differently? How am I going to move forward? Do I need to go ask for help? Do I need to practice something differently? Whatever, but I'm getting back up. This will not defeat me. And so I'm not letting go of it until God says, this is not for you. So until I get that sign that this is not for me, I'm going forward in the last thing that God told me to do. And so it is, and I'm going after it with all I have. And so if that means I got to get up dirty with, because I fell and hit that floor kind of hard, I'm getting up, gonna dust those hands off, and I'm going to move forward. And so it does require us having some grit and really kind of being tenacious about holding on to the things that we know are ours to do. And really realizing that if we're quick to give up because we experience a little bit of defeat, because we experience some failure, then maybe it wasn't in you to begin with. And so I know the things that I'm called to do. And so I know that I have to get back up. It's not an option to me. And so when I don't make it an option, then I get up. So I want to encourage you that, sometimes things just don't go the way you planned. The dinner might have been awful, this new recipe you tried. Maybe things didn't go well with you going back to school the first time, or whatever it is. I just want to encourage you, don't allow the failure to be your stopping point. Get back up. Figure out what are your steps. Maybe a couple of my steps might work for you. Maybe you can do a couple of others, but just get something together and get back up and try again. All right, y'all, I'll see you around, and I'm going to try that Facebook Live interview again. Look for it. See you later.